I am California of the past.
I am California of the past. I am California of the past.
When I was very little, about 4 or 5, my parents were in the middle of a divorce and custody battle. I was their only child, so you can imagine how it went. One day, while I was at my mother's house, my father came over and started pounding on the door. It wasn't time for him to come get me, and I could tell my mother was getting upset. She finally opened the door for him, and I remember them getting into a heated argument. The next thing I knew, my mother was holding me and my dad was trying to take me away from her. I remember crying and wondering what was going on. When my father got me away from my mom, he took me to his truck and told me we were going on a trip. The whole time, I was crying and calling for my mom. Since I was so little, I only remember bits and pieces of the trip, but him taking me definitely made an impression. I remember we drove most of the day and ended up in Reno with his girlfriend's family. After that, we only drove at night. I later found out from my mom that this was because she had reported my kidnapping and the police were looking not only for me, but for him as well. He ended up taking me clear down to San Diego. We went to some parks and did some fun things along the way, but the whole trip I was upset. One thing that really sticks out to me is going to a really big theme park. I don't remember where it was, but I remember it was when we were driving back home. Anyways, my dad wanted to go on a really big ride, and I didn't want to because I was scared. I was crying and telling him I didn't want to, but he told me to calm down, that I'd be okay, and that he would never lie to me. That last part really sticks out in my mind and caused me a lot of pain later in life. He eventually brought me back home to my mom, and I was very thankful to see her and my grandparents again. I don't know how long I was gone, but I remember Mom telling me it was about 3 weeks, almost a month. After the divorce was finalized, things with both my parents were rocky at best, and I was going back and forth house to house. My dad ended up leaving me when I was 7, and the last time I saw him, I was 9. When I was in high school, I looked him up online and found he had remarried. And when I was in college, I tried to reestablish a relationship with him, but it didn't work out.